the truth about cost of living in Boise, Idaho. I'm excited to share this one with you. Here is a number that will stop you mid-scroll. Boise's median home price as of early 2026 sits right around $495,000. And if you've been telling yourself, I'll wait for prices to drop before I move, this video is going to reframe everything you thought you knew. Because affordability is not just a home price, it is a full picture. And in Boise, that picture looks very different from what headlines suggest. Whether you're relocating from California, the Pacific Northwest, or anywhere else chasing a better quality of life, stay with me because I'm going to give you the honest, unfiltered truth about what it actually costs to live here in 2026. I moved here in 1991 and I've been a real estate agent for nearly 20 years, so I'm happy to share this with you. Welcome back. My name is Barb Dopp, your local Boise and Treasure Valley real estate expert, and I've been helping people just like you make smart, confident moves into this market for years. In this video, I'm breaking down every major cost category you need to know before you pack a single box. And if this kind of local insight is useful to you, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe because I drop real data-backed content about this market every single week. I want to tell you a little bit about Envoy Mortgage, our business partner. With Envoy Mortgage, one of the strategies that we have used to help our friends coming from other states be able to get into a house and have a payment that is affordable for them. We're very well educated and work closely with Envoy Mortgage to find interest rate buydowns or temporary rate buydowns to help ease the monthly payment. Envoy does everything they can to get you an interest rate as affordable as possible. Give Envoy a call today. Sticker shock or solid value? The real housing story. Let's start with the biggest line item and the one that catches most people off guard. According to Redfin, in March of 2026, Boise's median sale price landed at $495,000, which is actually down about 1% compared to the same time last year. That's a market finding its footing, not a market in free fall. And here's the nuance that matters. Redfin also notes that Boise's overall cost of living is only about 3% above the national average. So while that home price feels big in isolation, it is far more digestible when you factor in everything else you're not spending money on. Now, if Boise proper feels like a stretch, the Treasure Valley has options. According to local market data, Meridian's median is right around $525,000. Nampa comes in at approximately $417,500, and Nampa is consistently one of the most affordable entry points in the entire metro. Eagle, on the other hand, sits at a premium of around $869,000, reflecting its highly desirable foothill character. So depending on your lifestyle and budget, there's a neighborhood priced for you somewhere in this valley. One more thing worth knowing, mortgage rates have come down from their late 2023 peak near 8% and now tracking in the mid 6% range. That shift in monthly payment math is real, and for buyers on the fence, it matters. Now that we've talked about housing, let's zoom out and look what your day-to-day budget actually looks like once you're settled in. Your paycheck goes farther than you think. Here's where Boise quietly wins. According to Rent Cafe, whose data was last updated in March of 2026, utilities in Boise run about 24% below the national average. 24%. That is meaningful, especially when you consider that the average electricity bill, while it did see an increase in 2025, still tracks well below what most West Coast residents are used to. Groceries in Boise run about 3% above the national average, and healthcare is only about 2% higher. Transportation costs are another area where Boise delivers. According to local reporting, average commute times run between 20 and 30 minutes, and fuel prices consistently come in below the national average and well below West Coast levels. I was just traveling this last weekend and found gas when I got back to Boise just over $4 a gallon, but where I was on the West Coast, we were over $6 a gallon in a few of the places. So if you're coming from a place where a one-way commute is an hour plus, The time savings alone changes your quality of life dramatically. So let's pause here for a second because I want you to think about what we have covered so far. Housing has stabilized. Utilities are 24% below the national average. Commutes are shorter. Fuel is cheaper. Every one of those things directly affects your monthly budget and your daily stress level. This is not a market that is falling apart, and it's not a hidden gem either. It's a real city with real trade-offs, and you deserve the full picture before you decide. Speaking of the full picture, I put together a Boise relocation guide that breaks down the best neighborhoods, top-rated schools, and everything you need for a confident, fresh start in the Treasure Valley. The link is in the description below. Grab it. It's free, and it will save you hours of research. Now, let's get into the part most people overlook until they're already here. The number nobody tells you before you move. Let's talk income, because this is the piece that ties everything together. According to the City of Boise's 2025 housing guidelines, affordable housing means spending no more than 30% of your gross income on rent or mortgage. Based on current prices, most families looking to own a home in the Treasure Valley comfortably need to be earning somewhere between $90,000 and $120,000 annually. Single adults can manage quite well in the $50,000 to $70,000 range, especially if they're renting. According to Rent Cafe, the average monthly rent in Boise sits at $16.91, with Nampa offering the most affordable rental market in the metro at around $15.29 per month. Eagle comes in at the high end near $18.53. So if you're not ready to buy immediately, renting in Nampa while you get your bearings is genuinely a smart, strategic move. And here's something that does not get talked about enough. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, Idaho's unemployment rate as of late 2025 sits at just 3.7%. The job market here is healthy. Micron Technology's ongoing expansion in the area is expected to bring thousands and thousands of jobs into the Treasure Valley, which supports long-term income potential for people who are willing to plant roots here. Here's the part that makes all of those numbers land differently: the hidden costs that catch newcomers off guard. Two areas that can surprise people: childcare and property taxes. Infant care in Boise averages around $1,020 per month, and Boise has been described as a child care desert, meaning availability can be limited depending on where you land. If you have young kids, this is something to factor into your budget and your neighborhood search early. On property taxes, the news is actually good. According to Rocket Mortgage data cited in recent Idaho market reporting, Idaho's average property tax rate is approximately 0.67%, which ranks among the lowest in the country at 14th nationally. That is a meaningful offset against home prices, especially for buyers coming from states with tax rates 2 or 3 times that figure. So is Boise still worth it? Let's bring it full circle. Remember that opening number, the $495 median? Here's the context that changes how you feel about it. Redfin confirms that Boise's median sale price is currently about 13% above the national average, but the overall cost of living is only 3% above it. That gap is your lifestyle dividend. If you're paying a modest premium for housing in a market that delivers significantly lower costs across utilities, transportation, taxes, and daily living, according to Realtor.com's 2026 market analysis, the Boise Metro is expected to see home sales grow by 3.7% this year, even as prices hold relatively flat, which tells you something important. People are still choosing Boise. Demand has not disappeared, it has matured. And for anyone relocating from a higher cost state, Boise still represents one of the best cost to lifestyle ratios in the Mountain West. Here is the honest summary. Boise in 2026 is not the bargain it was in 2019, and anyone telling you otherwise is oversimplifying. But it is also not the cautionary tale that clickbait headlines sometimes make it out to be. Housing has stabilized, inventory is up 23% year over year in some parts of the market, mortgage rates have eased, and day-to-day expenses across utilities, transportation, and taxes remain genuinely competitive compared to where most relocators are coming from. The people who thrive here are the ones who come with clear eyes about the income they need, the neighborhood that fits their life, and a realistic plan for how they want to build equity in a market that is still growing. That's exactly the conversation I have with every single client I work with. And it's a conversation I would love to have with you. If you are seriously thinking about making a move to the Boise area, reach out to me directly. My contact information is right there in the description, and I make it a point to respond because every relocation question deserves more than a generic answer. Also, don't forget to grab the free relocation guide. Honestly, it's one of the best that's out there. That's in the description below. It covers the best neighborhoods, school ratings, and everything you need to feel confident about where you're landing. And if you want to keep learning about this market, the next video is right there waiting for you. I'll see you in it.